All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Hawkman issue number 16, featuring Diana. Not sure why they are they are not calling her Wonder Woman, but hey, it's part 3 or 4 of the Eyes of the Hawk storyline that I'm following and reviewing, etc. So, let's dive in. Let's see if it's good. So it's written by William Messner Loops, or Loops, say that correctly, and Steve Lieber is the pencils. Kurt Schultz is the inker. So we see a plane here, and there's some narrative, and the plane goes to the island here. I immediately love the colors. The colors are very nice to look at. And then we see a familiar face on board. And yeah, it's, the prince, it's Wonder Woman. And there's a couple of, now let's call them what they are. They are slaves. And we all follow Hawkman here, and they glance at each other, and, well, they know who they are. So I'm not sure if she's being taken prisoner. I believe she is, I guess, here on free will, but we'll see. And then we see, while they are being taken away, we see some kind of a company, and there's some people here. And these people are rich, and they are, I think they are the gods of the world, because they have money. And so this man with the bull chair, and the bull is the whole theme here. He says, hey, have you ever heard about the story about the Minotaur or the Minotaur? And so the other one says, a long time ago, in school, some kind of a legend or something, wasn't it? So, he tells the story of the bull about a beautiful girl, young maiden who was ravished by the god Zeus, who has taken the form of the bull. How did you say it? Impetuously, he took her across the sea to the Isle of, I hope I say that correctly, Crete. Let's say Crete. Very close to here, as it happens, and she married the king of Crete, one Knossos. He soon gave birth to a child, but it was a monster, half man, half bull. It could not live among men. So basically the king just built a stone prison for him because this creature has a taste for human flesh. And then every year he sends 20 subjects, 20 youths and 20 maidens to be herded into the labyrinth as food for the Minotaur. Gruesome. And then, so this guy says, they all have their own interests. This guy, he wants to have slaves for his company. This guy wants to have slaves for his, let's say for pleasure, as a pleasure company, if you know what I mean, prostitution, etc. So this guy says, so the Minotaur. So is that why you call out 10% of your stock every month and send it to that island you had built because of an obsession with a stupid myth? And the other says, damn, waste of flesh. I say, are you feeding a monster too? So this old man says, perhaps. We are close to Crete here. I have found a Minotaur of myth. Maybe I enslaved it. Maybe it gives me powers. So the other one is just laughing at him, and his name is Scorus. And but there's a light beeping here, and he says, well, don't worry, my monster, quote unquote, doesn't go anywhere. And the other one also says, hey, but haven't you have a brother? Did you feed him to the Minotaur? Yeah, maybe, we'll see. And then he goes on that, because he's rich and powerful, that the story of the Minotaur only serves to emphasize my point, that slavery is the natural condition of humanity. The strong should rule over the weak. Otherwise, why be strong, right? And then he also said that, they are so rich that the government are, turning a blind eye when his agents are, scourging and hunt through, certain populations to herd, cattle, if you will. And so this guy says this. Funny you should say that, little man, because if there's one guy in the room who defines weakness, it's you. And since I'm stronger than you, I guess that means I can just take it all away from you. And And then my factory would have an endless supply of free talent. But then the old man says, assume, of course, that I am weak. And said, what's this? What the hell are you doing? And he says, oh no, it just was a joke. Hey, listen, you don't do it. I'm your best customer. But then, oops, that's Bon Jovi. That's not who I want. So yeah, this guy's dead. And so yeah, these slaveholders, if you can. What's with the resolution? Just give me a second, guys. So here we go. Well, yes. So it seems that out of nowhere, not sure why, there's some kind of a mark on people. And that means they are being selected to be herded to be food for the monster. But then Diana comes in, touches it, and the mark is gone. I'm not sure how that works. I mean, she has not, I don't know, wiping tattoos kind of power. And then also she just put it on here. I don't know, how does that work? Maybe the power has been transferred. I really don't know. It's weird. So they are hurting here, and all these people are complaining that they are, oh man, first we're getting kidnapped, and now we are, sent to our doom. And so Hawkman and Diana are grouping up, and they know each other. And she says, hey, should we still play along? For now. It's the only way we'll find for what we came for. So all these people are just getting, in this labyrinth here, being herded into it. And it says, hey, either you walk through the labyrinth or swim through with the sharks. Your choice. So, and then the door closes. Now, what I would have thought was that, hey, maybe you could easily, I don't know, group up with all of the people and just, get over this stone, prison. And even, Diana can fly, and people are just looking at her, but they are staying inside this labyrinth. Okay, so basically she says, hey, we need to take this left-hand passage. And all these people are just looking up at her. And she says, all considered, getting in here was not as hard as we thought it would be. I only hope we haven't been too clever for our own good. Yeah, so we have seen some, skeletons here. And she says, how old would you say this maze is? Well, she said about 20 years old. And so she says, we haven't a chance to talk earlier. Tell me more about these avatars. So Qatar says, there's little to tell. I have only encountered 2 of them so far, one whose powers like those of a bear, and the other one calls himself Barracuda. The only thing I know for certain, the more I learn about avatars, the less I like the idea of what I have become. Yeah, because he's an avatar too, apparently. And so he says, you think another one is involved here somehow? I have no proof, but I do sense it. It is almost like I can smell the stench of a soul rotting. Cool. And then, so they turn around, and there's a young boy here, and the boy calls himself George Skoras. Another Skoras. And he says, hey, I'm the bull. And so Diana's a little bit upset because they are, thinks that they are drugging a child here. And then, but when she tried to touch him, Qatar says, Diana, wait. And there's some kind of an aura, and this is happening. And she says, now that you are all listening, would you like to hear a story? It's a story about me and my brother. Okay, so his brother is none other than the old guy in the chair. And they are, I don't know, they don't have parents. They are just stealing food, etc. But I believe the mind of this young boy is a little bit warped, because he says, Theo, that's the old man's name, always take care of me, telling me the right kind of stuff to steal and finding hideouts for us. Theo was also a good brother. He let me take the riskiest jobs so I would grow up strong. And he didn't help me too much, so I would be a man. And then, well, this is happening. So I believe at that point, the avatar of the bull entered him. And then one day I met the bull, and the bull gave me power. So they realize what the power can do. So they are bullying other people into just, giving their money, etc. And so, yeah. And so he says, yeah, Theo has the best ideas. So Qatar says, was it Theo idea to chain you to the wall? Did you think it was in your best interest to make you a prisoner of this maze? But then this bull man says, I'm not a prisoner. Theo just wants to be me safe, is all. But it's been a long time since I've been out. That's why I go inside of the heads of the people Theo sends me to talk to them so we can be friends. Right. So, and Diana says, from the look of things, you end up devouring your friends. You can't want that. No, but you see, I've changed. We both did. It seems like the more they used the bull, or Theo used the bull, the sicker he got. Like there was a fire inside of him. I think he blamed me because the bull didn't change me. I never even got any older. So after a while, they sent me to live here. And then they sent more people to get me to be my friends. And they don't go away. Well, not all at once. Sometimes they stay for months. This was Andre. I really liked him. God, we would talk and play. I promised that I would use my power to set him free. But I got hungry. So basically, he did this. You can't imagine what it feels to be, to be hungry. And so it seems that, yeah. So when he thinks about it, he gets hungry and wants to, devour people. And once it starts, I have to take it all. If I just take it a little, all they do is scream. Some of my friends beg me to take them after a while. Diana still tried to convince him that, you don't have to do this, etc. But yeah, then Theo can do this. You're strong, but you have no defense against the bull. No one does. I have to be a monster, a minotaur. Theo says so, and I have to feed. I have to feed now. Then Qatar jumps in and, attacks the bull. But the bull is still changed, by the way. And but the bull is way too strong. And he says, never felt anything so strong. Ribs are breaking. And he says, you're just like me. I can see it. We're the same. But then this is happening. So the chain is breaking. So you're going to think, hey, they're going to have a fight. Well, no. Because it seems that the chain was rigged for emergency's sake. And then, well, this bull is done because his back is now being blown open. And so Qatar says, a bomb of some kind. The chains must have been wired to destroy you if you try to escape. Another one of Theo's ideas. And then he realizes that Theo just screwed him over. And he says, but I love him. He's my brother. Now he will have all the bull's power. It leaves me at last. So here's Theo, counting money, etc. And then he feels something. And he has the bump. And then he also, feels the power surging, into him. So he is, literally powering up. And he is now not, crippled anymore. He can move. But something is wrong. The power, it's just too much. I can hold it all. I can feel my body exploded. And where are you going, Mr. Bergman? If I'm headed to Hades, I could use the company. So then the whole compound explodes. And then, well, everyone is dead, I guess. And then Qatar and, Diana stays behind while the people are being, gathered so that they are helped, or getting help to get off this island, while the other ones are being thrown in prison. But Qatar thinks that, that something will happen to him too because of the power of the hawk. So Diana says, it's not the same thing, Qatar. I'm sure it's not. It's almost too convenient. What is? Each time you fight one of these avatars, you get another piece of the puzzle. It's almost as though someone was leading you on, giving you just enough knowledge to keep you interested, leading you deeper into a different kind of maze. And we see here the bad guy. And then, they are going to meet up in the next one. So this is the 404 in issue 17. All right, guys. I'm not sure. Let's say I like the Hawkman series, but I'm not a big fan of this storyline particularly because it's a little bit too, how do you say, thrown coupled together. I mean, what is the purpose of this whole facility here instead of, feeding stuff to his brother? Is it once a year? Or is it just some kind of, how do you say, human trafficking facility in there? I'm not entirely sure what really the purpose was of that facility with the old people and all the other people. Although they also say, hey, maybe you should escape the maze, but they are, I don't know, 15 meters in and then, they have a fight and that's it. So the whole maze had no purpose at all, except being a set piece for, that what went down with the bull. I still like the whole Avatar thing. It's also weird that they are calling her Diana, not Wonder Woman, because, well, maybe there was a storyline that they stripped her of the title. I'm not entirely sure anymore. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about it. Also, I think the art could be a little bit better. I like the colors, and the art is not that bad. But at certain points, I don't know. It's just the faces are a little bit wonky. It doesn't really, add up most of the times. But that's besides the point because we are here at the end of the video. Guys, like I said, let me know what you think about it and, subscribe to my channel, all the jazz. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.